Welcome back to the Doc and Croc Show. This is Justin Doc Carter. I'm here with my good friend, Jerry Croc. Croc, how you feeling this week?
I'm good, Doc. What's good with you? What's up?
Man, there has been so much that's been happening with this show. Like, the response has been huge. And so, I was just thinking, we just getting out here. This is our first show ever, and I really wasn't expecting too much. I thought maybe some friends and family would hit us up and give us some feedback. So I was expecting maybe about 20 or 30 plays in this first week. But do you know how many plays we had?
I don't know, Doc. Tell me, Doc.
We had over 65 plays.
That's good.
Of the show last week. And so I'm just excited.
Shout out to everybody who listened to the podcast. Shout out to yourself.
Man, so much shine to y'all. Thank you so much.
Two claps of the shine.
Woo!
Two claps of the shine.
I mean, we had people that were out there on Facebook sharing my posts with their network and their friends. We've had people texting me asking how they can get involved with the show. I ain't got no financial commitments yet, but
that's what we waiting on.
We waiting for your dollars, but you know
where them dollars at?
But all the support that you've given us, I'm just blown away. And so I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with this next week and, the weeks beyond that. And so I got some special shout outs coming out later on in the show. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's been out there sharing and talking this up. And, even those that have been giving us feedback and encouragement, we appreciate that as well. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about each week is that we have this new segment called Take These Hits. And each week we're going to highlight a certain group that need to, take a hit because there's
do better. They need to do better.
we got to address some things. And so, I don't know who you got, Croc, but I've been thinking long and hard about this. And I feel like my skinny people need to take these hits.
Skinny people, y'all got to take these hits.
Because, I've just been observing my skinny people, and 95% of us look presentable all the time. But there's just that select few, and my select few. This just for you. Just because you can fit into it, just because you can squirm into it, just because you can wriggle into it, don't mean you need to wear it. And I'm tired of looking at every crack and crevice and the cottage cheese through the spandex, through the jeans. You need to take these heads and take that stuff off.
Okay. Wow.
Wow, I went in there, didn't I?
Woo.
I went in. I'm sorry.
Doc, you're going to get some backlash for that one.
Well,
better you than me.
What did we say last week? This might be a good time for our disclaimer.
Hey, let me put this out there. Everybody is not going to agree with everything we say, but understand this is the Doc and Croc Show. So even though your feedback is welcome and it's appreciated, don't necessarily mean we're going to take it.
We'll take your feedback.
So I mean, the show is serious. It has some serious components to it, but it's also just, a feel good, something to get your mind going and crack a little jokes and make you laugh. You know what I'm saying? On a good Friday afternoon. So just lighten up a little bit. Don't take us too serious, but also take us very serious because we two smart brothers. So don't get it twisted.
Absolutely.
All right. I want, Doc.
Yes, sir.
I got a problem.
Okay.
With these bad drivers.
Oh, my gosh.
Please take these hits. If you gonna drive and talk on the phone and put on your makeup and eat your biscuit and have your dog in the front seat with you while you're driving.
At the same time.
Please get out of my way. I don't care about whatever else you do. But please get out of my way and get in that right-hand lane. That's the lane that's meant for that slow-moving traffic. Okay?
No, the worst ones, though, you want a 2-lane road, and they're taking up both lanes. They driving straight down the middle.
Sunday driving and rush hour traffic. Sunday driving. Y'all know what Sunday driving is? That's when you just cruising, taking a stroll, enjoying your evening. Don't do that at 5 o'clock.
And when you do that, when you see me pass by you, Please look to your left, because I want you to see the look I'm giving you as I drive past.
I love it. It happened to me the other day. This dude, he did something messed up. I think he pulled right out in front of me as I got up on him. It's almost like he waited to pull out in front of me. And then my wife was in the car. I said, baby, look at it. I said, he won't look at me. And he was looking dead straight when I rolled. I said, look at it, baby. He know he messed up. He won't even look at me. So look at me. Look at me so you can see me mean mug you.
Just turn your head.
And I know we Christians, but still, y'all driving it's terrible. It's horrible.
Look, don't judge us. You know you've been looking at some people strange when they mess you up while you trying to get somewhere.
And if you haven't, you probably the driver I'm talking about. So get off the phone, or you ain't got to get off the phone. Just move out my way. Get in that right lane and let me ride, okay? Because me and my Uncle Eugene discovered over the summer, I'm one of them drivers, I don't like nobody in front of me. I don't like nobody in front of me.
You get mad because you got like open road.
And you won't go.
And somebody pull out right in front of you. It's just like, okay.
Wow. Okay.
We can stay all day on these
bad drivers. Take the hits and get out my way. We're moving on. We're moving on.
But we're not talking about hitting your car. We're just talking about this show.
That's right. Take these hits.
All right, so what we really wanted to talk about this week, Croc, this has been an issue that's just been dear and near to my heart for a while, because I don't know about you, but I got some family members that deal with this issue, and I'm not gonna put their business out there, but I know for me personally, I deal with this issue.
Oh.
And so
I'm learning about Doc, y'all. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be a little real today. We still gonna let these jokes fly, but we talking about anxiety, depression, and self-worth. And I've been looking at Joyce Meyer with my wife in the morning. She plays Joyce just about every morning to see. Get that encouragement to go into work. Sometimes you just need a little word.
We need it.
Before you need to be covered before you go into war. Yes. I'm sorry for some of y'all hell. That Satan is waiting for us at the job. Yeah. And so, but one thing that Joyce said this week is that Christians don't need to be all down and disgusted and upset. We supposed to be like the happiest ones out there.
That's a perception. I don't know. When I joined the church, I had the same kind of, I guess, misconception is what it was. And I felt like Christians gonna always be, I guess, quote unquote, good people, have a good heart and do the right thing. But all of us don't. A lot of us don't.
Right.
As far as that, I think on the outside looking in, I think people feel like, oh, your God. Well, if you believe in your God and everything is gonna work out, why aren't you always happy?
Right.
But that's the thing about Christians. Us believing in God, I think that He's a symbol of hope. Mm-hmm. But life also happens.
Right. So I'm glad you brought that up. Life happens. There's a scripture in the Bible. I think it's in the book of Matthew. Like Jesus said it himself. In this life, you gonna face trouble. In this life, trouble gonna happen. And I think sometimes as Christians, we just sit there and think, well, you know what? Now that I'm down with God,
right? Ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
And nothing gonna happen to me. Everything's gonna be great.
Not bulletproof. I'm life-proof.
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 Man, my car's gonna always work.
Run. I never get laid off on my job. I'm always have enough money.
Nothing gonna get broke in my house. Everything's gonna be awesome all the time. And that's just not true.
It's not reality, people. It's not gonna happen.
And we get so down on ourselves. When something happens, when something takes place, and then we start questioning, like, where is God? What happened here? Like, has that ever happened to you?
I felt like that. The one moment I can recall, like I said, I lost my mom and my sister same year. Buried my sister in January. Lost my mom in November, and I was distraught. I was real distraught about my sister. Love my sister to death, but my mom, I was like, why, God? Why? She wasn't a perfect person, but she was a good person. Had a good heart, do anything for you. And I questioned, that's before I joined the church and got to know him a little better. And I'm like, why? Why do bad things happen to good people? Universal question everybody want to know.
And that's one question you really can't answer.
Because life happens to everybody. That's the answer to that question. Life happens to everybody.
And let me just say this to people, because I know we got a lot of people out there that are dealing with grief right now. Even if it's somebody that passed 2-3 years ago, sometimes a memory comes back. Sometimes, you see something that reminds you of that person, and that grief comes rushing back.
Just change your whole mindset.
It change your whole day.
State of mind. Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes when we're dealing with grief, whatever stage of grief you in, we sometimes go into that mode of, where was God? Why God? Like you just said, why did this happen to this person? But I just want to just encourage my people out there. Let's not blame God when these things happen, because if you are a Christian, you know what the word says, and if you're not a Christian, I want to just share a little bit. But it just simply says that it was the enemy, Satan, the enemy of God, that came to kill, steal, and destroy. And so if something happens to someone out there, we know who we can attribute these types of situations to. It's not God. But what God does is that he uses these situations for his glory. And so, for a lot of us, it's these types of situations, it's these types of troubles that we face
bring us closer to him.
That bring us closer to him. I think what Kirk Franklin has said, some of us wouldn't pray if we didn't go through something.
Right.
And, these are opportunities for us to...
Why would you need to, though, Doc? Why would you need to pray if everything is gravy? Why would you need to pray?
You wouldn't, because guess what happens? If everything is good, I start thinking, well, I
did this.
And so I'm my own God. So I
get the glory. God don't get the glory. I caused this raise. I got this promotion. Mm-hmm. I got this new car. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And so then we start developing I problem.
Oh, boy.
And so, God is always about me and what I'm doing for you. And I don't know about you, Croc, but I'd much rather let God be God in my life than me trying to be God in my life.
I think that's too much pressure.
It's too much pressure. And I'm
going
to mess it up.
I'm gonna drop the ball every time. 10 times out of 10, I'm going to disappoint somebody.
But if I were my own God, I would have already won the lottery.
Wow.
If I were...
This podcast would already be the #1 podcast in America. Already.
If I were, it'd already be #1 in the world. And we already have it in 23 different languages.
Syndicated every country. I'm talking about on every social media platform. Downloaded iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Snapface. Snapchat, Snapbook, I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
And all them sponsors we name dropped last episode, check your names out. If you ain't heard it yet, they be sponsors right now.
Already.
But guess
what?
Them
chicks.
You not God and I'm not God.
So here we are.
And so there's a process that we need to go through.
That's right.
And just like when we talking about our own mental health, there's a process that we need to go through. And a lot of times when we go through something, we just want it solved right then and there and be able to move on to the next thing because we know the next thing is coming. But we need to be able to just take a step back, take a breath, and just go through the process and allow God to be God and do what he's going to do.
I agree. I just had a thought too. And I hate to bring race into everything, but I don't really know the statistics, so I'm not going to quote them. But, when you hear somebody committed suicide, me personally, I ain't going to lie, most of the time I think it's somebody of a white descent.
Right.
And I've had the conversation with different people, my brother, my wife. We as African Americans always looked at us as survivors because we've been through so much, just the history of what we've been through.
Right.
So I always felt like our shoulders was broader. We able to carry those problems, almost like a single mother. A black single mother is one of the strongest individuals in the world.
Amen.
I'm gonna repeat that. A black single mother is one of the strongest individuals in the world.
Black single mamas, give yourself a hand clap for